Hello, Oracles. How can Tesla prove that it is more than just a car company? Right now, we are looking at a lot of investors, big institutions, Wall Street. They are pricing Tesla as just a car company. We have been seeing the PE just collapsing. We are looking at forward PEs as low as 20. What does this mean for the company? What can they do to prove that they are more than just this car company that they are being valued at? Well, we will start seeing that coming up this year. Energy is going to be the next step for them. FSD is something they need to work on as well, but the problem we have with FSD is people who are using it, people who are invested like we are, we see the progress that FSD is making. It is making great progress. The problem is big institutions in Wall Street don't care about progress. Show me the real deal. They want it to be solved. And until it is solved, they will assume that it won't be solved. That's exactly where Wall Street's mindset is. Energy, on the other hand, is growing. We are seeing this. We saw back in Q3, they achieved $1.1 billion in revenue. Here in Q4, they may achieve $1.5 billion or more, and we shall see. Earlier in Q4, we talked about all the big mega packs that were going over to Hawaii. This is a huge step. We now see superchargers that are going over to Hawaii as well. Hawaii being an island, things are very expensive there, especially when it comes to electricity. So for them to be able to get mega packs over there, reduce the cost of electricity for themselves, they will see the benefit of this and in turn bring more mega packs over there. We are seeing something very similar over in Australia. We just saw over in Australia for the Queensland Green Power Hub that they gave the green light to a 400 megawatt hour project over there, and their goal is to get it to a 10 gigawatt hour project by 2025. Energy is growing significantly. It's currently flying under the radar. This, to me, is going to be the next step that is going to show that Tesla is more than just a car company. So pay very close attention to energy. Many of you have been asking me on here to dive further into it. I have been working on a spreadsheet. Life with the holidays just got completely insane, so I have not finalized that yet. I will make it one of my priorities to get that finished before we get to Q4 earnings, just to show you guys the growth projections that we have seen from energy over the years. Now, if you pay attention to the energy growth that we have been seeing over the years to what the vehicle growth was at the beginning of the company itself, you'll see a lot of similarities, which means that eventually with energy, where we will hit that ramp in that S-curve where we just start to take off. And we are starting to get to that point now with energy. So energy is the big focus that I'm going to have for this year. Obviously, we have the Cybertruck coming out, which is huge. That's going to be the next giant step. We've already talked about Generation 3 platform for the lower end vehicle, but thinking about things long term. And we talk about things on here long term all the time because right now, yes, I am going to be bearish on the stock price in the near term, but that is based upon the macro and the economy that we are in right now. If we are getting into what could potentially be an ugly recession through 2023, maybe the beginning of 2024, the stock price isn't going to look good. It's not going to look good for anyone. It's not a market that people are going to be happy with having their money in, but it's going to be a market that people are going to be happy putting their money in because that is the time that we will see the best buying opportunities. And I know many of you on here have been saying how you're following my DCA strategy. I absolutely love that. I just do need to throw out the reminder that you are doing this on your own free will, and if for some reason Tesla collapses and it goes to zero, you've made that decision on your own. To be completely transparent with you guys, you know that my portfolio is 64% Tesla. So I do have a lot of my 401k is in funds that have Tesla in it. Tesla is the only stock that I am adding to at this time. And JEPQ is the other fund that I had mentioned the other day. I apologize. I said it was JPEQ. I misspoke. It was early. My brain was fried. JEPQ is the fund, the ETF, that I have been putting my money in as well. It has all of the big tech names as well as Tesla. So all of the funds, most of the money that I have that is going into the stock market right now is going into something that involves Tesla. But even if you include all of the 401k funds and the ETF and Tesla itself, it still makes up only about 10% of my entire net worth. So again, I do love Tesla. I think it's going to be the greatest company in the future. But during these times right now, I also find it wise to have cash on the sidelines, which I do, which I will be investing in heavier into Tesla if we get down to that $100 level. And I'm going to be investing in other areas like real estate that can help me generate even more cash flow in the future, because that will allow me to buy more Tesla as we are starting to come out of this. Those are my focuses, and I just wanted to make sure I was clear about that because, again, many of you are DCAing. Historically, dollar cost averaging is the best way to be able to garner wealth in the future, and fortunes are born during bear markets. When the stocks are beaten down like they are, these tend to be the best buying times. The challenge right now is how much further down do we come, if we come down any further at all. No one knows that for sure. Anticipating a further recession that we could be getting into, it may come down even more. Again, my worst case scenario for the stock is $57. So this is just something that I wanted you guys to be aware of as you are using this DCA strategy. Just make sure that you're doing the right thing for your own portfolio and your own well-being, and don't just follow me blindly. Make sure you're doing your own due diligence. I do think that it's going to do well in the long term. I am following this up with my actions. I just wanted to make sure I was clear with you guys as to what my actions are. So I do put $25 a week in cash into my portfolio. I put $250 a week into cash into my real estate savings so that I can put that in later. I have $15,000 in a CD right now because it's giving me returns of near 4%. So I've got a good chunk there, and then again my 401k that just comes out for work, so that goes on a regular basis. Same with my HSA. So a lot of different things, a lot of different strategies that are out there. Again, it's one of the things that I do as a side business as well. The website is almost finished for you guys, so I'll have it up here. But if any of you guys want to discuss things that you can do for debt reduction, anything you can do to save up for the future to bring in cash flow generation for yourself, I'm not a financial advisor, but it's something I'm doing and I'm pretty darn good at it. So I have no problem sharing that information with you guys and helping you out on an individual basis. Just reach out to me. My email is in the About section of the channel. And once I get the website up and running, you guys can schedule appointments right through that as well. And so bringing that back to Tesla, again, for me, I talk about people who, we have big names like Stephen Mark Ryan, Chicken Genius, Meet Kevin. These guys do invest in Tesla, even though Chicken Genius has sold out. Now he's bought back in and sold and bought. And these guys have a lot of money coming in from the outside to be able to invest in Tesla. And if their portfolio went to zero, it wouldn't matter all that much to them because they have so much cash flow coming in. That to me is my number one focus, is cash flow coming in so that I can invest more money into Tesla in the future. And looking at their energy business itself, the fact that they might end up hitting $4 billion in energy revenue for 2022 alone is starting to give me a lot of good hopes that 2023 might be the year that a lot of light bulbs start going off for people thinking, you know what? Tesla is legit and they are not just a car company. We are going to see energy revenues climbing. FSD, maybe by the end of the year, we do see FSD getting solved. I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm still waiting for version 11 to come out to see what kind of massive jump that is taking us from 10.69. So once we see that massive leap and see what happens there, maybe we do get to that point. And again, it's not like the automotive portion of their business is bad. I mean, 40% year-over-year growth is absolutely insane when you've got companies like Honda who shrunk by 33%. These are massive numbers. You have to remember, I placed a poll yesterday, both here on YouTube and over on Twitter, asking about how people felt about the fact that Elon had said this was going to be an epic quarter. Elon did not give us any specific definition as to what he meant by epic. That was left up to us to decide. So you guys can let me know in the comments below, do you feel that this quarter was epic? The way I look at it is we had a massive record number, first time we ever achieved 400,000 deliveries and production in a quarter, when just 2 years ago we hit just under 500,000 for an entire year. So that is some pretty massive growth in itself. And you have to remember too, Tesla sets the bar so high that when you fall under it, it is still a massive achievement. You can't think about 40% year-over-year growth as a failure. Maybe you can say it wasn't epic because the bar was set so high by Tesla themselves, but we still have Q4 earnings to come up to. Maybe there's other things in Q4 earnings that are going to say that this is epic. That's what I'm waiting for myself. I think the numbers that we saw this quarter were awesome. I am going to wait to see what we see for Q4 earnings to see if it can truly be called an epic quarter. And the last big piece that we are looking at for energy that's going to start sneaking up on people is Texas just started taking on massive pieces of this energy puzzle, and they are starting to work with AutoBidder. AutoBidder is that thing that is going to change the game for a lot of people. AutoBidder is a program that's going to smooth out energy usage when it comes to cost and efficiency, so people can then sell back energy to the grid at times where it is high need because they have it stored up, and then they can end up taking energy from the grid at lower peak times where the cost is lower, thereby lowering the energy cost for everyone who is on this program. This is going to be a game changer. You know, I'm already hearing on the news, and we've been hearing about it for the last 2 years, where electricity costs are just going through the roof. You know, they just keep on going up and up and up. I'm here over in Connecticut, and, you know, I have a municipality that does our own energy here, so it's not as bad. But then we also have Eversource. Eversource, their prices just keep on going up and up and up every single year for, you know, all sorts of different reasons. And it's just maddening. We already have people who were over on Capitol Hill a couple of days ago who were protesting what was going on with all of this energy cost rising. This AutoBidder is going to change all of that. It is going to force these energy companies to not charge as much, and in turn, they're going to either lose profits or they're going to have to go out of business. So what's going to end up happening in the future is Tesla Energy is really going to take over as they squeeze out this legacy energy companies. So as we see right now, Tesla is starting to push out legacy auto. We will also see legacy energy starting to get pushed out in the future. And so at the end of the day, as it is right now, the market that we are in, the focus is very narrow. Many companies, Wall Street, they are not looking past 2023. So they're going to value companies based upon what they are going to do for us in 2023. As of right now, all we can see from Tesla is it is a car company. So it is going to get valued as a car company. In 2023, the two things that Tesla can prove that they are not just a car company are going to be energy, if that can continue to grow and ramp, and then if FSD does end up getting solved. If there's anything else that you guys think that Tesla can show that they are more than just a car company in 2023, please share it down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon. Those links are also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.